Welcome back to the Keep It Real show, where I give it to you raw and uncut. How you want it? Welcome, 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 people. So today we're gonna discuss um, how people try to portray themselves as if they're the Most High, as if they're God, as if they're Allah, okay, as if they're Buddha. They like to portray themselves as if they're the Most High, as if they can cast judgment on who's a believer and who's a non-believer. However, it's not the belief that they're trying to judge. It's the way a person honors their God. Okay? Here we have people, let's point this out. Here we have people in the same religion. We got a Christian trying to tell another Christian that they ain't a Christian, right? Because they don't do this and they don't do that. And they don't put dots over their eyes. We got Muslims trying to tell the next person that they're not a Muslim. Okay? Because they don't do what they do. A person really displays their lack of knowledge and their ignorance when they go around trying to judge as if they're the Most High. You are not God. Okay? You have no right to tell somebody about their faith. You can only tell yourself about your faith. At some point, people get on this high horse and think they're God. They think they're Allah. They think they're the Most High. They think they choose and dictate who believes in what. You only do that for yourself. And the irony of the situation is this: why is there a Muslim telling another Muslim that they're not a Muslim? You should be embracing that person. Due to your lack of knowledge, you don't even know because you haven't picked up the books. Okay? While you're over there attacking somebody who giving respect to the Most High, giving respect to God, giving respect to Allah, giving respect to Buddha, whoever you want to call God. God has many names. Speak many languages. Okay? But it's all the same spirit. It's all the same spirit, no matter what it is called. If you want to call the spirit the Most High, or you want to call the spirit God, or you want to call the spirit Allah, has many names. It all means the same. It all is derived from the same spirit. Okay? But we got people who think they determine who's what. Okay. I didn't know God came down here and gave you the essence of them. I didn't know He came down here and gave you the essence of the Spirit of God. You know, for you to go out and try to tell people who they are or who they are not. That's like trying to tell somebody they're not a human. You're crazy, man. Like, you're crazy for real. Crazy or just plain stupid. Mm. So let's point this scenario out. When you pick up a Catholic book, because before you come out and think that you can determine who's what when it comes to religion and it comes to faith, you need to be well versed, well educated, not just in your own faith, but in the faith of others. And if you lack that knowledge, if you lack that knowledge, then you, my friend, you're walking in the spirit of the devil, talking in the spirit of the devil. hmm There is nothing anointing about you. And when you think you stand in the face of believers and you think you're mocking them and you think you're hurting them with your words, you don't know that you just hurting yourself, because you can't hurt a true believer. A true believer knows the Spirit of God has many names. Okay? It was silly people who decided to start passing judgment on other denominations because they didn't walk the same or they didn't dress the same. People people who lack in their own faith. And yes, you're lacking in your faith. Whenever you step outside your faith to try to determine somebody else's faith, you're lacking in your own faith because God didn't anoint you to do that. The Most High didn't tell you to impersonate Him. Allah didn't tell you to impersonate Allah. You are not Allah. You are a subject. And Allah don't take kindly to nobody disrespecting its subjects, its believers. You will get cast out. Just how you thought. Just how you thought you was this and you was that, and you thought you was a Muslim, and you thought you was gonna tell somebody else that they wasn't a Muslim. You just lost your relationship with Allah. Allah don't even hear you when you speak. Allah don't even hear you when you cry. But he heard you. He heard you when you was mocking that other Muslim. He heard you when you thought you was talking down on his subjects. Mm? You thought what you did brought you closer to Allah. But really, it took you, it separated you, it created a long distance. It severed the connection. Huh? You better watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth. That's what I'm going to say. You better watch your mouth when you're talking about somebody's faith. Because maybe God will strike you down within the quickness because you thought you was above somebody. Because you thought you was the only believer. You're not a believer if you're trying to diminish someone else's faith, someone else's beliefs. You're not a believer. No believer diminishes another person's beliefs. No true believer. And that's how you know who was taught the right way and the proper information and who was taught the wrong way. Okay. That's why I like to play dumb because it's fun. See, when people think they're antagonizing you and you start playing dumber than them, it reveals a lot that they don't realize is being revealed. And I think a lot of people confuse the two. I think they confuse religion and ethnicity constantly, and they try to use it interchangeably. You cannot. You cannot. They are two completely different sectors. You can't use them interchangeably. That's like that's like talking about That's like talking about comparing a car to the ocean. They don't have nothing to do with each other. Like you're comparing a car to an ocean, like that doesn't make any sense here. Fallacies, constant. Comparing apple to oranges, constantly. When a person tries to slander, belittle, mock a believer, I don't care what they believe in. You understand what I'm saying? They're a believer and they have their own practices and their own customs of what they do. But when a person come in trying to mock and belittle someone's faith, someone's religion, that comes from a place of um, hatred. You know, that comes from a place of ignorance and lack of knowledge. People perish from lack of knowledge. Mm. Do they not? Mm. There's some non believer out there who's pretending to be a believer and they're going around slandering and defamating someone else's beliefs and religion. And it's going to catch up to them. It's going to catch up to them in a horrible, horrible way. Hmm. Yes, it is. See, I've already casted what I needed to cast. God told me what to do for everyone who was sent against me and my child. I'm going to reverse it 50 folds. I ain't playing. not. Because how dare you? How dare you? And I'm going to expose you to the world. To the world, honey. I'm not done. I got more shit to post on my Instagram. I'm just building up. You see, what a person don't understand is this. What a true non-believer don't understand is this. When you're mocking someone's faith or their religion, you're not mocking them. You're mocking the Most High. You're not disrespecting them. You're disrespecting the Most High. And the Most High don't take disrespect lightly. And then you kept doing it, and you think you're a believer. You think you have faith. Hmm? All this stuff that's going on in this world is because people lack faith. And because people pretend to be believers. Because if they was true believers, then they would know not to play with Allah. Don't play with God. Don't play with the Most High. Whatever you call the highest spirit of them all. Don't play with it. Don't disrespect it. You will know that. There will be no one, nothing that will force you to disrespect the Most High. You're not a true believer if you're disrespecting someone else's religion and their beliefs. You're not a true believer. You're an imposter. You are dangerous. Because the truth of the matter is, you don't want people to believe. You don't want people to believe in the Most High. You don't want them to believe in God. You don't want them to believe in Allah. So you try to harass them about their faith and their religion, hoping that they will cast God away and walk away. All you did was made their bond stronger. Cause when he come and he come and he show up and he show out, you gonna find out. He walking away with his true believers. Not you imposters. His true believers. You have no idea. For the disrespect that you have Giving to God, you need to give yourself 50 lashes on your back with a knife. And if you can't give yourself 50 lashes on your back with a knife for disrespecting God, you're not no true believer. You an imposter, a phony. Huh? Let me see. Let me see if you're a true believer. Let me see those lashes. Put them on your own back for the disrespect of the Most High. You can't do it? You can't discipline yourself? You can't do that? You're not a true believer. You're a phony. Hmm? You got hatred in your heart for God's true believers? No matter what denomination they believe in.